Hi, my name is Joanne Correll, and I'm going to be discussing Norwegian Rosemaling with you. The term itself means decorative painting in Norwegian, and it started in the eastern lowlands around 1750 and lasted through the 1800s. Poor city dwellers actually started copying Baroque and Regency styles of European art. They would travel and paint churches, homes, and belongings of the wealthy. Styles changed and took on their own life, including Hollandale, which is what I'm going to show you today. The Hollandale style is painting a flower as if it were cut in half. It shows all the petals and the center. It has bold strokes and strong colors with the support of black stems and leaves, which give it a slight masculinity. The scrolls are also bold with overstrokes and some linear work that accompany the flowers. This here shows you the actual Hollandale style, if you can see here. What I've done up here is done a leaf in steps. You have the step one where you have the outline with a strong bold stroke, then you add your highlight, then some more coloring here, and it blends more and more. Now, typically you do this with paint. I did it with colored pencils just to display the different contrast and the bold colors. It actually also, if you notice, white is what ends up last on there. However, I had to outline it with a pencil just to display it. So what you have here are leaves. These are the bold leaves. Then you have the scrolls. As you see the style, you start with your darkest and you layer it through the lightest. Down here, these are called round flowers. And then you have your tulips. And then finally, these are the flowers that I was discussing earlier, where it's pretty much a flower cut directly in half. Now, when you look at this, you see this is a little complex for elementary school students. So I chose to take a different approach with the design that they would actually be following. Let me show you that. I chose to do Anna's boot from Frozen. It's a character that all kids love and recognize easily. You can either do it as a Christmas unit to do a stocking or have it any time of the year if you just want to focus on the boot itself. You can also add any of the other characters if you want it to take on a less feminine tone for the students. Now, what I've done here is I did a step-by-step display of each thing that they will add onto the boot. Same concept as what I showed you with the Hollandale detailed painting. However, it's just a very simple version. Step one is the tulip, which you see here you place in the middle. Step two is actually the scrolls, which you see I've done 4 different versions here. Step 3 is the round flower, again placed strategically because it all comes from a center. Then step 4, I've got the leaves, which I added here. They almost look like wings. However, it's similar to the style of true Hollandale. And then step 5, I added in the hearts because that is very indicative of Frozen. So if you look here, we did the heart, and then the students can add here and here. And I kind of left it blank as well for coloring because I feel like that should be up to the students themselves. So if you want to look again, I have the tulip, the scrolls, the round flower, and the leaf. The heart is actually not part of Hollandale, but we took some creative leeway here. So going back to that, if you look again, here you have the leaves, you have your scrolls, your round flowers, the tulips, and I did not include the half flowers because they're a little bit more complex for elementary students. I also wanted to show you the actual painting style. It's called wet painting, which gives Rosemaling its whimsical look. Bear with me, I'm going to try to hold this up for you. Now what they usually use is a flat brush. Here I've got 2 colors, as you can see. I take my flat brush and I dip one side here in the red and I turn it around and do the other side. So as you can see, it's just the same position on there. If I was going to do the white, I add the white here. See how I've got the red and white? And then I add it also here. So then you can do your big, bold mixing here. And I'll show you what the goal of that is. So when you do a scroll, you can see how those colors are already there. So it doesn't have to be layered piece by piece. That's what the wet paint mixing is, which is typical of Norwegian Rosemaling. Though this would not be necessarily what I would use with an elementary student, I do think it's important to show them that this is what the style actually would be. Thank you.